Are we good?
I think so.
Okay, live for half number 2 of the actual gameplay portion of our series. Two by one, 11 personnel. Looks like he goes slant flats, throws it way late. I have no idea what he's doing there.
And Joe Hayden says, nom, nom, nom. Yeah, you don't want a slant route. You don't want to throw a slant route that came from one side of the field.
Slant. This is a one-step slant. This is a blitz-beating route.
Even so, you don't want to throw a slant route that originated from the boundary all the way to the other field sideline. It's just not. That's just not going to be a route you're going to want to throw like that.
This is a quick game concept, man. You make your read, you get it out.
All right, so I'm going to try running some.
So this looks like potentially cover 0. It was.
Oh no, that's just sad because that was a perfect play call.
Bad. Yeah. Did you catch him?
No.
Okay, that'd be crazy.
That's really sad.
He was in the 0 blitz. Wow. Same one. Sting pinch.
Yeah, and I had a fullback open for probably a touchdown.
I believe, yeah. The safety didn't even look like he was going. I'm assuming the safety was responsible.
Well, it literally locked me. I was locked into a animation that wouldn't let me throw it because I was trying to. My quarterback's head was already around, but he wouldn't throw it.
That is a shame.
All right, I have to be more aware of those cover 0 blitzes because he pretty much only blitzes out of cover 0. Actually, his whole defense is cover 4, basic cover 4, basic cover 2, and occasionally cover 3 and cover 0 blitzes.
And he really is only doing the 0 blitzes when you're getting in the red zone or the green zone, maybe. Green zone being the 20 to the 40.
Yeah. That wasn't actually the formation I wanted to run.
Again,
this is definitely baseline.
Doing something.
I don't think he knows what it is if he doesn't think this is baseline. Oh,
great call. How? Huge gap.
Oh, that's just sad. That's why they run the play, right? All right. I need to get some positive yardage here.
A few times he's played cover 3 on a first down, and maybe the first time in the game. Oh, yeah. Good throw. I think you also could come back to that concept or a similar concept and hit the seam there because he was trailing.
Yep. He overplayed it. Yep. I noticed that, but I knew the safe throw was open, so took it.
Oh, no. Definitely take the safe throw. That was 15 yards.
He doesn't run the ball out of this formation at all, so I'm curious to see if he expects anyone else to. Let's see what he...
I guess he is since he's aligning in...
What's he doing here?
He's actually in base personnel. He's got a linebacker on your slot receiver. And he's in man coverage on him. Wow.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I'm not sure we picked a great example for this series, but hopefully people can get something out of it.
Make sure that maybe he intended for whatever reason to run that defense against that personnel, but just make sure before you call your defense, you look at what the offense comes out in.
Definitely don't want your linebacker on
defense,
the slot receiver.
In real life too, the defense, they're going to see the offense coming on the field. They're going to try to match personnel. It's not always going to be the same personnel, but it's going to be based on what they think the offense wants to do out of that personnel. So if it looks like run, they might match it +1. If they think if it's a passing situation, they might match it -1, meaning lighter. All right. I'm gonna guess on this.
He's going to be taking some deep shots at this
That's
point.
what I was going to say. Because of the fact that I scored quick on him, he's probably going to want to get some points back quick. We'll see what happens. I'd be somewhat surprised if he comes out running the ball here.
So he went
That's a terrible animation.
shallow. Yep, shallow cross. That's actually in his audibles, apparently.
And he likes that shallow cross ball.
He's audible to the
All right, so I'm going to show him that look again, but it's going to be cover two buster this time. Cover two buster will be really good against shallow cross. Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't recommend running buster against trips, but against 2x2, no problem. In Madden, I say that in Madden. Good check down there.
Oh, I gave him the first down.
Your D-line has not done a great job.
No, well, they're not.
Four-man rush has not been good.
No, I mean, my D-line is mostly like guys that are 70 overall, so that's not super surprising. All right, I'm going to start mixing in some pressure.
He did protect 6 there, though. I mean, that's something.
Start mixing in some pressure.
So he is running scat protection quite a bit, so I like the overloads for sure.
That particular one didn't work. That's okay.
That is a very old Madden play. Yeah. That has been in the game for a long time.
Not a particularly good one.
Oh, that hasn't been in a team playbook in over 5 years, probably longer. Ooh, why trade to trips? Pretty nice blocking there.
Yeah, I was expecting my linebacker to clean up that gap, but he didn't. So I'm going to – and that's been a consistent theme.
He's done well on inside zone. I don't know why he hasn't stuck with the run a little bit.
I just don't think he likes to run the ball.
Particularly out of this formation. I think that's at least the second or third.
Yeah, I'm going to try some kind of an inside gap blitz here.
I don't think he showed this on the week 1 film, did he?
Ah, somebody's got to knock somebody back at some point.
Yeah, we have not done too many slider tweaks this early. Run block is on 48. We're using all-pro sliders. Speed threshold, trying it at 25 for now. What else? I think catching is at 45. That almost could stand to go lower possibly from what I've seen so far, but it's still early. Don't want to do too many drastic changes early.
Oh, that's safety play. That's so bad.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Just watches them attack up the seam. And I didn't actually want to run Mabel there. Apparently, my cover 3 audible in that formation is Mabel.
Was it just nickel normal? That's by default.
Yeah, I need to change that.
You need to change that. Yep. Everyone at home, change that. You definitely don't want Mabel as
that's very. There's some kind of button combination I keep doing that's accidentally shifting and without intention of shifting.
Here we go.
Oh, now that is bracketed. That should have been picked.
Yeah.
So that's just an insta read for him.
I mean, that's a spacing concept. So he's reading the wrong defender. He doesn't need to read the middle. He needs to be reading the curl flat defender to the trip side on that. That's who he needs to be throwing off.
Again, I mistakenly shift the line.
So one thing I'm seeing for Roger going forward, we need to work on his trip checks and his audibles on defense. And this defensive line needs to get in the weight room or something. Because
we're going to go heavy here because we do not want to give up an easy run. In fact, I'm even going to blitz him.
He did run in an inside run here out of this formation last time. This time he passes shallow again.
Yep. That is looking like his staple play this game.
I mean, shallow is one of those things it's a great concept in real life. It attacks pretty much anything. Again, I don't like the technique used on some of the routes in the game, but It is effective in Madden as well. No question. Interesting. He motions to trips again. That dive play, man. I got to look at why that is so bad. I honestly don't know. Is it just because the animation is so long, or is there
I
something
think
with the
I think
blocking
that's
scheme? I
I
don't
think
know.
it's partially the animation. It's just because you're coming from depth. It's such a
Like I said, guys, there's no crazy. We're not playing all Madden. There's no crazy slider adjustments. That's 48 run block. I mean, I don't know. I trust Clint with the scheme, so I doubt there's any issue with the scheme.
got him. Oh,
That was dangerous. You also had a CPU defender in the area, it looked like, as well. Was that the
yeah.
safety coming down?
I brought the safety down,
Oh,
showing
that was
run
you.
support, but I dropped
Okay.
him back to his
Gotcha.
responsibility. He didn't see what I was doing
So that
there,
was a good
apparently.
job by the computer playing the 3 receiver hook there, then, because they did a good
Yeah,
job of getting there, too.
right. All right.
Hey, the underneath stuff in the quarters in Madden 17 is great. We just need those deep zones to be pattern matching, and we're there. So Rodgers going to rush 3 here, which I can't blame you because the 4-man rush is doing nothing. That was actually not a bad push. He just got outside. Did he catch that?
No.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, that's the play I was expecting. I just didn't think he'd be able to run outside like that.
That's the scouting report right there, man. That's the first time he ran it this game. He was mainly running the split zone out of it this game. But I mean, he's still in the game. I mean, take your points there.
For
He's
sure.
only down 4.
Thanks to that fumble 6, yeah. He's actually only scored 2 field goals so far this game.
Yeah, one thing just during this kickoff, I mean, in real life, teams are not rushing 3 very often. That's something I see in a lot of sim leagues and just in general in Madden. People rush 3 way too often. So that's something we'll kind of monitor in our league. I mean, I don't know any percentages offhand, but no team in the NFL rushes 3 outside of prevent situations probably more than 5%. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, for me,
But I guess we
it's kind of an obvious call. If you're in the red zone and it's 3rd and 10 and that's 10 and goal, then that's kind of that's an easier call to make. Yeah, he's definitely baselining.
I guess he doesn't know what baselining
he might
is.
not. That's a good point.
That is possible. I mean, that's possible. I love this audible here. You got plenty of open grass over there. Yep, good throw. I dislike that you can tackle like that in Madden. I don't understand why that's possible.
Right.
This formation is a good one for this game. You probably should have ran it more.
My audibles are pretty on point for what he's doing as well.
I just wish there was more to this motion.
That's just terrible.
That's terrible.
No way backside should be able to catch you. No, it's just a basic 4-man. They just let the backside guy wrap all the way on that play. All right.
Yeah, that's the hinge technique we need on the power plays.
This is one of the few actual slants in the game. Can be good against the various coverages.
You notice how much deeper it is. This is one of the few red zone plays I think that's in the game too because of that.
Oh, that was a bad throw. I meant to throw it to the underneath guy, and I pressed the wrong button. But yeah, the play was good. I was supposed to hit triangle, and I hit square.
Was that a user pick?
No, that was just his nickel diving in on it.
He's running a lot of trips here. So I definitely need to be coming out in some stuff you can play against trips. He runs a dive there and got a little something. But Rodgers going to continue to make him show that he will consistently run the ball, which he's not shown that in either game. So we'll see. Yeah, he's fixing the alignment a little bit. That looks decent.
Uh-oh.
Good job by the CPU.
Oh,
Wow.
that should
How
have
did he
been.
recover that? What
That's
in the world?
terrible. And whatever his 3 hot routes here, I'd like to know. That definitely was not 4 verts that he just ran.
No.
So he probably should have picked an actual play that he wanted to run there instead
Yeah,
of.
that's what we recommend in our league is if you're going to make 3 hot routes, you should just be running that concept, you know. We're building custom playbooks. We're trying to get people in a real scheme.
All right,
That's a
so
big part of the
so
league.
here I'm actually going to.
This is interesting. I think you might go cover 3 blitz again, overload. I mean,
That's what I'm
that
thinking.
seems to
Yeah.
be what gives him a lot of
I'm gonna
trouble.
come from the other side though this time.
I have yet to see him do anything other than scat protection, meaning empty protection, no backs or tight ends blocking on a 3rd and long.
Play a little coverage with this guy though.
So his line picked that up pretty decently. He got hit, I believe.
Now that's bad. That's
Man.
That's just Madden nonsense right there. The amount of and I probably should have just switched on and done a SWAT there. If you don't SWAT those, the percentage of completions is absurdly high.
Yeah, I don't trust the computer to do anything on the outside. I mean,
well, they very rarely will SWAT without you telling them to.
Well,
I don't know why.
I don't know if they, we don't know the situation behind the scenes. When did they implement SWAT this year? I mean, Rex admitted his mistake from last year and put the SWAT in this year, which is great. But we don't know when they put that in. Maybe they didn't have time to tell the AI when to SWAT. They didn't put that logic in maybe because the CPU really does not look to SWAT. But as Rex says, you can't complain if you don't click on. And he's right.
If you don't what?
Can't complain if you don't click on.
Oh.
That's what he says. I agree with him on that one. But your CPU defender was in reasonable position there.
I mean, they still should SWAT situationally. There's no excuse for that.
Maybe they can get it in next year. I don't know. I don't know the inner workings there.
All right. I'm going to try.
Okay, he came way up with his guy. Okay.
Hey, you guys feeding. Good stuff.
That was not bad. I think you could get him up the seams. He's really, we saw that in the scouting report when we reviewed his first game. He definitely plays really close to the line of scrimmage with his user.
Good point.
No matter what concept he's in, he's within 5 yards.
Let's hit him with a vertical shot then. This looks like cover 0, but nice.
Yeah, he angled out to just cover 3. He's just in probably base cover 3, I would say. Showing press here. Could probably hit him deep. Yeah, I like this. Go with that. I like that. Was the play clock down?
I had to call him up. If I can get him in off coverage here, I'm going to throw a screen. Yeah, this is looking good.
Yep, like that. Go ahead. And it looks like your team did a pretty decent job. Yeah, okay. I mean, 73 needs to get hands on somebody, but he was trying at least. I think the screen logic is immensely improved in Madden 17, almost
That's
to
a
the point where
linebacker
it's
out there,
too
right?
good.
Yeah, looks like
Is that a linebacker again? Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
sure.
I say so. I'm really almost seeing the screens be too effective against things they shouldn't be in Madden, which is something we talk about in the league a little bit. That was terrible closing by his defender there. What he was doing.
Really, really bad. Okay, I'm having luck with this formation, so I'm going to stay in it for now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the way the game is programmed, the underneath stuff, you got to take what they're giving you and pick your spots to go mid to deep.
By default, the game, everything, it's not even necessarily that the game overplays the deep stuff. It's that by default, it overplays the deep stuff. You can tell your guys to be more aggressive. Most people don't, but that is an option, and it is something that is certainly recommended.
When he says that, he says play underneath is be aggressive.
Yeah, triangle and then down on the right stick.
But strategically, you have to use that strategically.
Yeah, it opens up the corner and everything, so you use it when it makes sense.
We'll talk more about that after this play.
I don't know what this guy's doing.
Yeah, I would say you have good numbers there.
Yeah, he broke a tackle. Probably shouldn't even been touched in the first 5 yards, but I mean, he's running nickel man against
He's running cover 2 man in the red
22
zone.
personnel.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In Madden land, that's still a decent run defense. I think, though, the better run against that, just in terms of how it's blocked in Madden, is probably zone. But I like power again here.
Yeah, he's doing nothing to deter the B gap at all. I mean, you're not even have to make a read here. You're running power to the designed B gap every time. You know, it's right there. Yeah, I say power is A to B to C gap run, but I mean, by design, it's really a B gap run, and the way he's aligning, it's there every time. Got a huge A gap bubble here. He covers it up with the shift. Then he's really hurting himself more than anything doing this.
He's
What I don't
giving me
understand.
gaps that shouldn't be there at this point. I'm gonna see
definitely,
if
guys.
in
In 17, you can even use the right stick to check the gap assignments. So to ensure you're playing the proper gap for your assignment as a user, which is a great feature they added this year. I like just running it here, Roger. Don't get cute. I see no just run it. I mean, again, he has no one in the B gap. There is no one there. He is pinching and blitzing in the middle so hard. I mean, just from what I've seen, I don't know because I can't see his side of the field. It looks like he's probably taking the player responsible for the B gap and moving him inside with his user or something. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing.
Well, he has no gap integrity right now, that's for sure.
And me and Roger,
oh my
they
God,
almost gave it back.
I cannot recover a fumble. It's determined. It's a conference game. It's got to stay close.
That does not exist per Rex.
Right.
Does not exist. I have no reason to doubt him. You think I'm kidding? I have no reason to doubt him.
I don't like this.
I don't like what he just did there. What did he do?
He hot routed the guy on
hot routed the little
guy that was on the hook.
Route.
Yep.
Yeah. He had two guys right in the same space.
Yeah.
And wide. So I mean, he's gonna go 5 wide. I like some overload stuff here, for sure. How is he getting so much time to throw the ball? What a hit! On the coverage side of the sliders, we're all pro again. I think we have 55 on the coverage and 55 on the reaction. I'm not sure if that's right. I'm seeing the safeties really make some plays, but he's throwing it pretty late over the middle. So,
yep.
The time he gets you quick up the seam, your safety just stood there. So that's just the programming this year. Okay, your CPU defender did a decent job there. He just was too slow, I think.
Yeah, and there again, I had a cover 3 audible that wasn't very good. I need to fix that.
It's 2x2.
Hasn't run the ball out of this yet. See if he has any run plays out of this. Okay, that's again running 2 guys to the same spot is not a good idea.
And again, something we don't like, and we're trying to get people away from the Madden-esqueness of running their schemes is, when you call the concept, run the concept. You don't need to be turning the play into another concept. But I mean, that's just something people
no
have
idea
done
why that
for
guy
so many
played
years.
that way. That guy.
Oh, well.
That guy in the buzz zone on the left side of the screen that had no one. He covered no one. Like he should have triggered down on that. Should have triggered down
on the shallow, yeah.
On the shallow, and he didn't.
He was probably carrying the vertical stem.
No, he cleared like 3 steps before. That was the issue. Does he have a run play of this formation?
I don't think so.
Still no.
So he likes this hot route to the curl. Is he going to playmaker it? Is that what I'm waiting for?
He does a lot of hot routes, that's for sure. Okay.
So Roger's amping up the pressure here in the second half, which I agree with. I mean, he's not blocking extra players ever that I've seen. He was on a check and release there with his running back, who was the open player there.
Yep. And I had no one covering that area of the field.
Is that where your DN was supposed to drop?
No, I blitzed him.
Okay.
I blitzed him, and then the opposite side of the field, I made it a single edge blitz instead of double.
So he's running edge. He never ran a draw the whole game. Runs draw shots. Hits the seam there. I don't think we saw him run a draw play in the first game either, right? I don't believe.
No, I'm not sure he has one in his playbook.
Yeah, the tricky thing with that play is there's two versions of that play, and one of them it does look more like inside zone, and the other one's off draw. He might have just picked the wrong one, you know, because they're called. They look like the play art looks exactly the same.
Yeah, again in the double coverage.
That's
that's terrible red zone play. Don't run that play in the red zone.
Well, he's only running it for one route.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the problem is he ran a play not for a concept. He ran it for one route. And it cost him.
Yeah, don't do that.
And Roger knew from film study he's going to try to hit those settle routes, which in real life, you know, they would look for the open grass on those, but in Madden they're just going to run to their designated spot. The B gap is there every time.
Huge run though. He just overplayed that so bad.
I mean, Roger at some point is going to go to a power play action, I'm sure. I would even look at a slip screen, possibly one of these downs. Maybe try and hit in the backside slant out of one of these heavy formations. Because, I mean, he's definitely looking to zero blitz you more now. This might even be a zero blitz here, maybe. Yeah, do not shift like that. Run to the right side, Roger.
Oh, that's terrible.
If anybody to the right side, he shifted everything.
I know. I didn't have time, though, to change the play. It was too late in the play.
So he was sting pitch again.
And that's another thing. That's another issue with way over shifting like that. Is like waiting to the end and then just doing some stupid shift that makes no sense is a huge disadvantage to someone who's trying to run a realistic offense. So I'm just being patient on that one. That was blocked very well.
Well, the problem is your puller didn't have to block anyone because of how he's aligning. So that's not. I don't even say that's on the AI. That's on the opponent there. I mean, you can't. Again, I said this in one of the other videos. Clint is putting realistic blocking schemes in the game. So if people align unrealistically,
and now if I get lucky here, I could pick up a decent block on this linebacker. Yeah, and I didn't. That's okay.
Yeah, he just had.
Well, it's because it's a linebacker matched up on a. It's a linebacker on a wide receiver because he base aligned. That should have been a corner over there. So that's just another example of how.
That's actually
bad.
I don't know if we can blame that on him. That's something they don't really play corners over much in this game. Very few things. I think you almost have to be in man for them to go corners over. I would check out here. He's not zero blitzing here.
No.
He's probably cover 4, right? Probably.
Yeah, looks like it.
Wow. Why is there no one in the middle of the field? Holy crap.
He usered him downfield, I think.
Oh, cover 6. There you go.
That was not the play. I didn't have actually time to look at what I'd picked there. I thought it was something else. And then when the play actually, because it was at the last second, I picked the wrong audible.
Cover 6, a good call against a nub formation in real life. You know, play your hard flat over here, or your cloud flat to the nub side, the tight end side here.
I probably could have been hitting that all game.
Yeah, that's super tough to stop in this game because, again, just by default, the game is going to play curl to flat. And It's not the same curl fight you would have in real life where the defender's in a bind, they have to make a decision. It's more programmed to just jet immediately to that assignment. So that's why there's so much room underneath often in the game.
Jeez. Gotta block that, boys.
Yeah, his front is just eating your offensive line for breakfast, lunch,
That's
and
nuts.
dinner in this game. Again, the B gap's there. I'd run the power again. I mean, just look at this bubble right here. You just go zone. Yeah, that's fine. Good run.
The major benefit to zone is if someone does happen to be blitzing, there's nobody pulling, so there's less of a chance that someone just kind of blow up a gap where a puller was coming from. Just kind
I
of
promise you,
risk
Clint is
reward.
going to get that hitch, that technique in on the power plays, man.
I'm gonna let
Someday
this run to the
he's
2-minute
going to
warning.
be in there.
So optimally, I would just run the clock out here and not even have to score. See what actually happens. We've run very few tosses this game, so good chance. If he comes on cover 0, this could be a great call, potentially.
Toss may be the best answer to the cover 0
Well,
blitzes in Madden.
with how much especially with how much he over pinches and stuff too. Toss. If you over pinch, toss is murder. All right. Nope. That's fine. We got
B gap bubble again. For some reason, there's an unblocked linebacker there. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, somebody just ran past him, and it's probably because he was blitzing, which in Madden world means let him go and let him attack the run.
Here's another spot where I would consider going for it, honestly. I mean, he hasn't stopped the run all game, but
yeah, it just makes it a 7-point game. So he really hasn't moved the ball this game. He scored a defensive touchdown and he scored a lob 50-50 ball. So his offense is not a concern for me.
That's a good point. That's something to take into account when deciding when to go for it.
He's legitimately, in terms of like driving the ball down the field, getting in the red zone, he's scored 6 points.
So now we're in a real life 2-minute situation here. What are you thinking? What are you thinking on defense here?
I'm gonna check him vertical first, just conservative vertical. I'm actually going to bring pressure from the edge, just so he doesn't have a million years.
He had the quick out.
He sure did, but he wasn't even looking there.
He just went right up.
And that was just a really unnecessarily aggressive call on his part.
I mean, you just, from his perspective, you just look at your alignment, you look at how far off your corner was playing, at least 8 yards, right? I mean,
well, and then you read the safeties and you realize it's cover 4. Why go? Why would that be?
Down.
Now here's a situation where
I would say this is a sting pinch again, probably, more than likely. He's giving you the B gap to the weak side again for like the entire game.
All right, and now I'm gonna hit him with the actual play call.
Should have been a touchdown. That's why we have speed threshold on 25. How much lower do I have to put it?
And the running back's actually fast too.
And he's fast, yeah.
If I had ran a toss there.
I thought that was stretch, but it's not. If you would have just ran stretch, I think you would have had it. This is a 0 blitz as well.
For sure. The aggressive call here would be to pop him with another post, but he could be looking for it this time. Who knows? So he's sniffing out the weak side B gap now. Make him use a timeout.
Like I said previously, I believe he was the one causing that huge opening. That he was controlling the player who was supposed to be in the B gap, I think.
All right, he's in quarters here. Hopefully Madden will treat us to the luxury of a realistic result here. And they almost do. Now here I will. Oh, it's a first down. Okay, cool. Game over. I thought it was stopped.
So there on inches, you probably would have went for it.
I would have went for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely in that gray area. So, and it wouldn't have been more than a toenail to get it, probably. Yeah, I don't know if we learned much today.
Yeah, it would be interesting to. This is going to be a lot more interesting when someone has a full season's worth of game film to
Yeah,
build a
totally.
game plan off of, and then also someone who's not constantly doing crazy shifts and stuff. That you can adjust. Like I adjusted all game to the shifts, but those are not the adjustments I was making aren't necessarily realistic. I mean, they are in a sense, but they're not adjustments you should ever have to make. You should never have to look at the front seven and go, okay, well, the whole defensive line is shifted 4 yards to the right, so guess where I'm running the ball. And then on that play, he went quarters
On third and
against
8.
Yeah, on third and 8, he went
Against,
quarters
yeah.
against 12 personnel, which was a really bad call on his part. And that's probably just him not waiting. It's him just assuming I'm going to pass in that situation, which doesn't
I
even really
agree.
make sense.
I think that's why you hit him on the wheel on the one play as well, where he had the linebacker manned up. He probably
Yeah.
picked first on defense. Always see the offensive personnel. Okay, final thoughts, and what do you got?
So my audibles that I put in my book were there's a lot of cover 2 beaters, and he probably ran like 3
they weren't
cover
that
2
great.
the entire
Yeah.
game. So my normal audibles actually would have been better this game to play against cover 4 and cover 3, which is what he primarily ran.
And again, we only had one game to look at, so we couldn't go off too much. The only thing
I
would
made a
say,
huge mistake not swatting that one deep ball. That was it's not good.
That's a live and learn situation there. Definitely got to click on and hit the SWAT. Hold that triangle, or what is it? Square.
Square. Yeah.
Hold square.
And that's
This is
that
it right
one.
here.
And I
That's
even
the
had
replay.
inside position on that, which is the worst part. And that play to my deep ball to my receiver was just
don't hold triangle. Triangle is to go for the
don't hold triangle. That guarantees that they'll
hold
get
the square. Yeah,
that guarantees they'll get the jump
that's
ball.
probably what the computer did. I'm sure.
Right. Yeah. So we obviously ran the ball a whole lot better than him, and we had more takeaways. The biggest difference in that game was just he got a very, very fortunate fumble 6.
He had some really big plays. The fumble 6 and the 50-yard pass probably had to be 50 yards, right?
Yep.
My takeaways, the only thing I didn't like for what Roger was doing there, I mean, he definitely could have went PA power several times. I mean, he was killing him with the power. I would have liked to see the play action off of it. Again, this is Roger's like 5th game playing with the playbook, and only probably your first user game of the.
Honestly, I was gun
season,
shy
right?
running play action off of the power
because he was running the zero blitz so much.
Yeah, because he got a fumble 6 off of one time running play action, so that kind of deterred me a little bit from wanting to. Yeah, deterred me a little bit.
I don't really have much else.
Look at the stats here real quick.
Yeah, totally. Let's bring the stats up.
Not only did I run the ball way more than he did, but a lot more successfully too. So that's nice to see. 100-yard gain, 100-yard game without really any big runs. I don't think I had a big run. And my long was 18.
The thing is, in Madden 17, it's so heavily slated to the power backs being what you want. If you would have had a power back in that game, man, getting the stiff arm and the truck animations would have been a lot better than the shifty guy.
Yeah. So receiving his running back actually.
That's
probably had
interesting.
Yeah. Forsett has some receiving skills. I mean, both of us really didn't focus anyone. I mean, just a lot of touches by a couple touches by a whole bunch of guys. My fullback definitely probably could have been fed a little bit more that game if I'd have worked him off play action.
Yeah, I think definitely.
This is the guy that beat me on the jump ball, Eli Rogers.
Huh. Yeah, I think if we're looking back, just kind of self-scouting, which we might do a separate video on, more play action, off power in particular, because that's what you were killing him with. Probably some more play action off of the weak zone,
So Greco got 2 pancakes. That's nice. He's not one of my better linemen. He's okay.
He's on the right side. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Roger. I think he played pretty well on both sides. I mean, his big plays were, you know, just Madden big plays, and players make plays in real life. So
Sure. Yeah, I think the best pick I had was this one to Southward because it was one where I disguised the pressure and he threw into his
yeah,
own
that
blitz.
was a great play call. Yeah,
The other ones,
we're
this
just
one
really
was a,
really bad
this one
decisions
was a
by him.
user pick. It was a bad decision. This one was a really bad decision. This one was one Joe Hayden was also a bad decision. So yeah,
I mean, the thing is, in real life, there is risk to dropping back and throwing the football. And he threw the ball how many times, Roger? See how many times he threw it.
a lot.
And we're playing 12-minute quarters.
Yeah,
Accelerations
30.
on
He
what
ran it
18,
33, passed it 33 times to
and he had some sacks too. So it was like
15, 16
38
rushes,
to 16. So he actually ran the ball more than I thought. Definitely way more than we thought he would coming in.
but not,
You
of
had
course.
some big scrambles with Robert Griffin III, man. When he was bailing out and he
Oh
didn't get
yeah,
any pressure, he had
huge
some big,
for sure.
big rushes. Okay.
Defensively, we forced some fumbles, but didn't pick them up, which doesn't surprise me. I think awareness factors into whether or not you can pick up a fumble.
I do think awareness factors into that greatly. Also on the tip drill stuff, I think
It's interesting that
awareness
it
is
only
there.
shows one forced fumble when I had two.
Yeah,
Strange.
I'm not sure why.
And
They've
he
always had
also,
trouble keeping up with those
that's
kind of
weird too,
stats.
because he has the fumble return, but no forced fumble shown. It's really
I
strange.
think that's because it's a sack fumble. That's a known issue. They've
Oh,
been working on that, I
okay.
think. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I guess they can't
So
track
it
that
does
one
have,
down.
it just has a fumble recovery. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh,
Do
that's right. And the other one that I did was also, I think, a
you
sack
have anything
fumble.
else to add post game?
No, I don't think so.
I think we pretty much covered everything. I mean, like I said, guys, I don't think we picked the best example, but we didn't have much to
Well,
pick from.
with that said,
You
though,
know,
from maybe not the best example for learning some X's and O stuff, but it might be a good example to see after this game. Obviously, we'll give him some feedback and um, see how he takes it. That's an experiment all on its own. So that's next.
sure. Okay. All right. If you made it
Switch
this
over.
far, we salute you.
Salute.